What's up, everyone? And today I'm bringing a deck profile on my Shaddoll Numeron deck. A deck that I just had an idea with and ran with it. I just want to remind you to vote for which deck you want me to do a deck profile for at the end of the month. So without further ado, let's get right into the deck profile. First up, I run 3 Numeron Wall. This searches out your Numeron Field spell, so it's one of your starters. Now, I'm not going to be doing a whole lot of talking and reading effects on this one, or for the next few deck profiles, mainly because I cannot use my normal editing software, so I have to use Windows Movie Maker, which it's not that good. It's much harder. So the less editing I have to do, the better. So I just want to heads up there. So I may be kind of rushing through it a bit more. And so next I run 3 Shaddoll Wendy. Shaddoll Wendy was sent to the graveyard. Of course, it also has the flip effect, but that's flip effect, and it's a sent to the graveyard effect. It's the same as special summon 1 Shaddoll monster face down from your deck. I also run 2 Shaddoll Beasts. That's your Shaddoll draw power. 2 Shaddoll Hedgehog. That's your search card. And 1 Squamata. It's a Foolish Burial. Next, like my invoked Numeron deck, we run a lot of hand traps. I run 3 Ash, 3 Veiler, and 2 Nibiru. No DD Crow and Ghost Ogre this time. Since I'm running Shaddolls, I have to use that for Shaddoll Fusion and a few other cards. But moving on to the spells, I run 3 Numeron Network. This card's insane. Essentially, it just leads you straight to Utopic Zexal. Really good, of course. Terraforming. As well as 2 Numeron Calling. This is a card that you'd rather not have in your hand, but essentially you activate a Network and Network's effect will essentially become Calling's effect. Next, I run 3 Shaddoll Fusion. You're running a Shaddoll deck, so it's kind of obvious, and kind of makes this next card pretty obvious too. 3 Super Poly. You can zoom in. Now, Shaddoll Fusion is, in my opinion, probably one of the best archetype fusions there is, because it can fusion summon using monsters from your deck, although your opponent has to control, I think, like a monster from the extra deck or something like that. Super Poly is just Super Poly. Next, I run 3 Called by the Grave. Don't want to get hand trapped. 1 Monster Reborn. And 1 Upstart Goblin. Now moving on to the traps. I run 3 Infinite Impermanence. It's kind of like a hand trap too, although a much more literal hand trap. As well as the 1 Metaverse, because you really want the field spell. Although Metaverse can be taken out for other cards, but I have it in. For the Numerons, I run 2 Numeron Gate Echo, 1 number 2, 1 number 3, and 1 number 4. That's all I run for the Numeron. I didn't run the Gate Seiya, because I'd much rather go into Utopic Zexal or other plays than that. And of course, you know, Utopic Zexal. If you're running Numeron and you're not running Utopic Zexal, what are you doing? Now, moving on to the Shaddoll Fusions. I run 3 Construct. I maxed out on Construct considering the Numeron. Because I run a lot of lights and darks in this deck, more so than any other attributes. So, and I really only need 2 Winda. You don't need 3. Only 2 is necessary, and the 1 Grista. I also run a Starving Venom Fusion Dragon as a super poly target. Now lastly, I run 2 Links. Now lastly, I run 1 Link that is Infinite Track Fortress Megaclops. While I only showed 14 cards from the extra deck, I just now realized I forgot to take 1 card that only works with the Invoked Engine out. But you can put any other card in there. You can put like a Nightmare Phoenix, Savage Dragon, no, not Savage, Borrelsword Dragon. So that's essentially an open spot that you can use for your imagination. And yep, that's it for my Shaddoll Numeron deck profile. This was probably a really quick deck profile. I don't know how long it is. Obviously, you'll know when you see the length of the video. But as always, make sure to vote for which deck you want me to do at the end of the month, and the one with the most votes I will do a deck profile on. So I'll see you in the next video I make. Bye.